Hello, everyone, and welcome to my weekly message. We know the anecdote of the two Jews who meet from different cities, and one asks the other, "Do you know Yankel?" He says, "Sure." He says, "Which one?" There's a lot of Yankel. He says, "Come on, Yankel. Let me think. Let me guess. The one that limps and is missing a tooth, and he has a hunchback." He says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He says, "I never heard of him." So this week we read about the name change from Yaakov to Yisrael. Jacob is about to meet his brother Esau, and after wrestling with the archangel of Esau the night before, and Jacob overpowers him, uh, Jacob says to the angel, "Please give me a blessing." And the angel says, "Your name will not be any longer Yaakov, will be Yisrael." Why? Because you wrestle with angels and you overcome them. And here we have the famous anecdote that Yaakov is a name that is continuously used, even though we know that Abraham also had a name change from Avram to Avraham, Abram to Abraham, and we have the Jewish name Avraham that's only used. Here we have both Yaakov and Yisrael, both Jacob and Israel. Although we know that the Jewish people are called Bnei Israel, the house of Israel, the children of Israel, Beit Israel, the house of Israel, Eretz Israel, the land of Israel. Why is it that even though Jacob had a name change, he still is called Yaakov afterwards, and we have Jewish names with the name of Jacob, Yankel? And the answer is that there are two types of Jews. The one that struggles, the name of Yaakov, the one that that deceives. Yaakov also comes to the word Vayakveni. Jacob had to deceive, quote unquote, his father from receiving the blessings. He even wore Esau's clothing, and even King Nimrod, who was an antagonist who fought against God, he had his clothing worn when he received the blessing. That represents a Jew that lives in this world and conducts himself in this world, but ultimately realizes that he has a special mission. It's not just to eat, drink, have a good time, but there's a special purpose that we all have in this world, and it's only on the outside it seems that the Jew is enjoying themselves and sort of part of the rest of the world, while hiddenly a Jew really has a deep mission, which is to bring light, warmth, and purpose in this world. And that's what Israel represents. Israel represents a Jew, for example, a Jew on Shabbos that expresses himself fully, without shame, and with tremendous pride. There's an interesting story of a famous philanthropist who had a yacht, and every so often he would stop to daven, to pray 3 times a day, and he would ask the captain which direction is east. And the captain, after a while, said, "What, you're interested in navigation? I didn't realize that you had such a tremendous interest." He says, "No, no, no. I need to know where east is, because I always pray towards Jerusalem, towards east of which is the Jerusalem, the holiest city, where all the prayers pass through." He says, "Wow, I never knew such an important individual could take 3 times a day and think about God and connect to God. I think I should start doing that myself." So here you see how a Jew wasn't ashamed to say that he prays, and which direction he prays to, and that gave the captain, a Gentile, someone, an inspiration that he too should connect more to God. My friends, candle lighting for New York metropolitan area for Friday, December 4th is at 4:12 p.m. Shabbos ends December 5th at 5:14 p.m. Please join us for Shabbat evening services tonight at 5:30. Tomorrow morning services at 10 a.m. Reading of the Torah this week is Parshat Vayishlach. We'll have Musaf, and we'll have a small Kiddush, of course, with social distancing and face coverings. Tomorrow evening, Shabbos ends at 5:14. We'll have Ma'ariv at 5:35. We'll have also a special children's program, a learning program at 6:30. Parents are invited to come and join. We have pizza and raffle prizes, really exciting. At 6:30 tomorrow evening, 6:30 to 7:30. Sunday morning service, 8 a.m. with a small breakfast. And we have also Sunday evening a very special event. This is being sponsored in loving memory of our dearest member, George Gelb, Yosef Tzvi Naftali, who was taken from us tragically this week. And our hearts pour out to the family, to his beloved wife Harriet Sivia, and his children Miriam and Michelle, and their families, the children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. It's a tremendous loss for our community. So we're sponsoring this very special event in his honor. Yutes Kislev Farbrengen. Here at the synagogue, we have a special guest, Rabbi Chaim Dalfin. There'll be a special meal served, and we'll also have it on Zoom. Of course, there'll be social distancing here at the synagogue. So it's this Sunday, December 6th at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. sharp. And also on Zoom, we'll be sharing the link for that event. Tuesday evening, we'll hopefully have our Talmud class at 8:30 p.m. and Thursday evening, our Torah Parsha class at 8:30 p.m. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom. May we share only Simchas. And Hanukkah is coming up. We have our events Thursday night of Hanukkah, December 10th, at the Net Coast menorah lighting ceremony at Net Coast at 6:30 at Net Coast Market on Amboy Road and Clark Avenue. And Sunday we're having our Hanukkah Bowl at Rab's Lane. More details to follow. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah.